Welcome to the Sharkpreneur podcast with Kevin Harrington and Seth Greene. Kevin Harrington is the inventor of the infomercial, one of the original sharks from the hit TV show Shark Tank, and has generated over $5 billion in TV and digital direct response sales. Seth Greene is the world's first trusted authority on cutting-edge direct response marketing, a best-selling author, and the only 3-time Marketer of the Year nominee. On the podcast, Kevin and Seth interview sharkpreneurs who share straight talk on what it takes to explode your business.
Why do so many businesses struggle while others seem to explode overnight? Do you wish you had the secret to this type of exponential growth? Now, I've scaled more than 20 businesses to over $100 million, and it's not just luck. In my new book with Mark Tim, Mentor to Millions, you'll learn the repeatable framework I use in all my business ventures for massive success. Order at kevinmentor.com and get over $1,000 in bonuses. Head to kevinmentor.com.
Welcome to the podcast. This is your co-host, Seth Greene. Today I have the good fortune to be interviewing Yehuda Plotzker of Sleek Marketing, Inc. Yehuda, thank you so much for joining us.
I appreciate you having me on, Seth.
Our pleasure. Let's go back in time a little bit. How did you get started?
So I got started. I was in college actually for medical school. I wanted to be a doctor. Look, I'm Jewish.
Of course, mom and dad, right? I have the same problem.
I had 3 career choices. I was either going to be a doctor,
lawyer,
an accountant, or a lawyer.
Yep.
And so I was in college. I was in pre-med. I was doing all the sciences. And don't get me wrong, I love science. It's just loving it versus doing it as a career. Yeah, fine. Then I was kind of looking around at different schools, talking to some friends of mine in medical school. And I was like, well, okay, I got to pay how much? Be in school how long? Yeah, not happening. So I decided to, I'm going to do something else. Or maybe I'll do PT. So I was going with that route. But then I decided to take a year off, spend it abroad in Israel. While I was there, I became very, very business-minded. I was like, look, I don't like the idea of, just being a doctor, showing up to the office, that type of thing. Let me learn more about business. So I read up on a lot, started reading a lot of sales books and thought, hey, maybe I'll give this sales thing a try. Came back to America, looked for a sales position, got hired with New York Life. Did that for about a year and a half, and then I was like, look, I made decent money, but I don't like the corporate life, putting on a suit every day, wearing a tie, all that, and then driving 3 hours to meet someone and potentially make a sale. Not my thing. So I ended up leaving New York Life and kind of started a marketing agency as I had started learning marketing while I was at New York Life to kind of get myself clients. And that kind of led me to where I am now, where I do marketing in the financial sector.
Awesome. So I'm sure the longer version of that journey could be in a book if it isn't already. Tell us a little bit about what Sleek Marketing is doing now.
So what we're doing is we're a marketing and branding agency in the financial sector, focusing a lot on retirement planning. And what we're kind of doing, I think that really sets us apart is we're actually putting our money where our mouth is. The way that it works in the marketing world is you either got to get results or you don't. If you get results, great, your clients will stay with you. If you don't get results, they're leaving after a month or 2 months anyway. So I figured, look, I'm still a licensed agent. So if I put my money where my mouth is, that to the point where my clients are going to stick around a long time and I know that they're going to get results, I can be a lot more profitable by just telling my clients, hey, look, you just give me a percentage of your sale, of every deal that you close. Less risk to you, more risk to me, but way more upside, and that's kind of what we're doing now. And I think really sets us apart.
Absolutely. It resonated with me as well. And we have some programs ourselves where there are results that are guaranteed, or there is risk reversal where we take all the risk until it works. So I totally understand where you're coming from. I appreciate that. I too have hired numerous vendors in our industry, only to be disappointed that I put all the money out and didn't get a return on my investment back. So I applaud you for seeing the light and coming away from the dark side. So what are you generating leads? You've got a really unique business model in terms of your participation with the advisor. Talk a little bit about how that works.
Yeah, so as we participate, like you said, we have a lot of more participation with the advisor, meaning I don't just look at them like another number through the door, like, oh, they're another client, cool. I'm a very big believer in, especially with this approach, it's a partnership. You know, we're unless you're making money, you're not making money unless I'm working. So the way that we really do it is we're in constant touch with the client. You know, how can we improve things? What's your experience been? All that kinds of stuff. Plus, we also have all these programs, these upline programs that as the agent produces more and more business, meaning there's more and more money going into my bank accounts, we're throwing in all these other kinds of perks just because we want the agent to have the best experience possible. Plus, we want them to be making the most money possible. So that's kind of our approach. You know, our outlook is this is a partnership. You're trusting us with your business. We're going to invest that back into you.
Awesome. And then talk a little bit about how that partnership works. You don't have to give out specifics in terms of money if you don't want to, but talk a little bit the support that you are providing the advisor.
Yeah. So like I said, you know, if there's ever any kinks along the way, the advisor can talk to us 100%. You know, the advisors have direct access to my cell phone, and with the knowledge that if they text me, I try to get back to them as soon as possible, you know, generally within 3 to 4 hours. And of course, sometimes if I get busy, they can always call me, you know, but the idea also is that I want advisors to kind of look at me as their in-house marketing team. With the idea being, and I see this pretty often, that clients will come to me and they'll tell me, hey, I saw this marketing program. I thought it was interesting. Take a look at it. And I'll go ahead. I'll take a look at it. I'll do a deep dive and, you know, try to recreate it to the best of my ability for them. So the idea is that advisors, they may see another vendor or program that they like, but they don't necessarily want to spend the money on it. I'll go ahead. I'll try to provide it to them as best of my ability at a cost that's zero to them.
Awesome. And then what are the types of leads you're generating for your advisors, and about how many? I know we're not going to quote you on any numbers, but on average, like how many leads are they seeing? What types of leads are they? How much assets are they uncovering? Give us kind of the sex appeal, some of that stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So we like to, we send two types of leads. We send both IULs and annuities. We like to send more annuities because, hey, at the end of the day, bit of a longer process, but more profitable to both us and the advisor. You know, now, of course, not every lead is a home run. You know, if every lead was a home run, hey, we'd all be millionaires. You know, but as long as the advisor puts in the work, we're seeing a nice conversion rate, you know, of about 10 to 15%. So if an advisor, and we try to get an advisor 1 to 2 leads a day. So if you're getting, let's call it you're getting 35 leads in the course of 1 month, and you're converting that at 10%, you're writing about 4 annuities, which for most advisors, that's unheard of numbers. You know, writing 4 annuities a month, it's insane.
Yeah, I was going to say average sale of a couple 100,000. They're going to be very, very, I mean, that's very happy with you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And we see the average asset amount of lately we've seen the average annuity size being 300,000. You know, between 2 to 3,000.
Yeah, so that's quite a bit of commission every month. Talk a bit about how that scales, and then like you provide additional support that most traditional lead generation companies in our industry, they may generate the lead and then that's it. Talk a little bit about all the other stuff you're doing.
Yeah, no, 100%. So the way that it scales is the more the agent closes, the more ends up in their pocket. The more ends up in their pocket ends up in my pocket. So the way that we see it is the more that the agent closes, the more money we put into marketing. So it scales accordingly. The more you close, the more leads you get. The more leads you get, the more you're going to close. And it just becomes cyclical. You know, like that snowball. You push it down the hill. It's small at first, But hey, it picks up speed and starts getting bigger and bigger. That's kind of how we see it. Now, the other way that we also provide support is, like we said, there are different milestones. For example, when an agent hits a certain amount in total commission, we will go ahead, hire and train an assistant for them whose sole job is to go ahead, call the leads, place appointments and live transfers on behalf of the agent. So the agent can focus on money-making activities, mainly meetings. Once an agent hits a different milestone, we'll go ahead, we will actually pay for, obviously COVID, but in non-COVID days, we will go ahead, pay for and market dinner seminars for the agent. And statistics show a properly trained agent in seminars, and we will actually, for agents who don't necessarily have the most experience with seminars, we will actually train them in how to present themselves, what to say and how to say it in the best way to get, the best results. And some of the agents that we're working with have grown their entire book through seminars. They have as high as a 60% conversion rate. And these are some of the people who are training agents how to present seminars. So if you have a seminar with 30 butts and seats, and let's say you convert 30 of those into clients. Yeah, and the idea is, I was speaking to my partner yesterday, and I think this can also really take next level, is since most of the agents we work with are independent, we don't have to deal with all these compliance issues. So the idea is, once an agent hits 200,000 in total commission, and every 200,000 they hit after that, we will actually fly out. We will ask the agent to contribute something, because it is expensive to do so, but we will actually fly out our video team to the agent and shoot about 3 days worth of content, videos, of them around the community, them helping clients, them just talking product. And the idea is, we will turn them into local celebrities too. In conjunction with everything, the leads coming in, and then the leads seeing, oh, Tim Advisor on the page of that, this is the advisor who's going to be reaching out to you. Alongside, they've been seeing Tim Advisor's videos, that's just a whole next level.
I love it. So what are you finding we alluded to the fact that other vendors aren't putting their money where their mouth is and aren't offering the support you are offering. What are some of the other challenges you see agents and advisors facing when trying to grow their practice during COVID?
One is, many agents have experience with telesales. I'll tell you, at my time at New York Life, it was all face-to-face. We were actively, at least I was, actively discouraged from doing everything over the phone. Telesales in the financial industry is a completely different beast, and many agents, especially newer agents, have really struggled to make that pivot, from doing the typical kitchen table meeting to now having to do everything virtually. And I think a lot of agents were driven out of business because of that. Whereas agents who are used to doing everything via telesales, or seasoned agents and advisors who are able to make that pivot, have really, really thrived during COVID. I found, especially with regards to the beginning of COVID, life insurance sales were way up. And now towards the tail end of COVID, just because of market volatility, what was going on with GME last week has been absolutely insane. People, especially retirees and pre-retirees who lived through the 2008 market crash, they're kind of getting like Vietnam flashbacks right now.
Let's not use that as an example.
Yes,
but they're getting flashbacks to 2008. Yes.
Yes, they're getting flashbacks.
We do not want to offend any of the wonderful men and women who served our country.
No, I have the utmost respect for veterans. In fact, I try every time I see someone in uniform to actually go out of my way and thank them for what they do for this country. But yes, I did not mean that as any offense. But yes, they're getting flashbacks. They're getting flashbacks to 2008 when their retirements were either completely gone or, hit very, very heavily. And they're just wanting to get it as safe as possible out of the market. They just want, like, hey, my money's safe. I can still retire on schedule. So we're really seeing a large increase in people looking for, retirement savings accounts, safe accounts, and just people who want to sit down with advisors considering, pre-COVID numbers.
Why wouldn't an advisor use your services?
Couple reasons. One is they're captive. We don't like working with captive agents because of all the compliance issues, and it also gets really difficult to do the commission splits without me becoming a captive agent, which is not something that makes any sense for me in whatever way. Number two is they actually don't have enough experience when it comes to writing annuities and online leads. We're putting in work. We're sending all these leads to the advisors. We want to make sure that, hey, you're as set up as possible to close them. I don't want you coming back to me saying our leads were garbage when I know they're not. Is every lead perfect? No. Are agents closing business from it? Absolutely. So there's that. And there's also just sometimes agents have been unfortunately so burned that they just completely sworn off lead sources. I've gotten on the phone with some agents that they just didn't trust me at all when it came to the system. And that's unfortunate. I've had people on the phone saying, this sounds too good to be true. What's the catch? I've also had agents say, yeah, this is a scam or illegal. I've had both, which has been really, really interesting to get the different kinds of responses. It really shows you where like some agents' mindsets are at.
Absolutely. So what else do you want to share that I didn't think to ask you?
Not much. I mean, I gotta say, a side point. I was looking through your website the other day, and I saw your original dream was to be on Broadway, and I find that hilarious.
Thank you.
Because that's still my dream. I was in Fiddler on the Roof in college, and I have fallen in love with theater ever since. I just thought that was hilarious.
Awesome. Well, thank you. I appreciate the positive feedback.
Yeah.
Obviously, you saw how my stage changed, but I have rekindled my theatrical passions by being in a musical with my 11-year-old daughter who got my musical theater bug at the age of 5.
Okay.
And I've had the chance. This is our second year where we get to be in a show together. So super excited for that.
Now, what show?
So last year we did a parody of Mamma Mia that you'll appreciate this. It's a Purim spiel at our temple.
Okay.
So we did Mamma Mia telling the story of Purim. And this year we're rehearsing right now for a version our rabbi wrote and then I rewrote. It isn't a musical adaptation. It's brand new, like telling the story of except in Purim now the villain is COVID.
Okay.
Fighting with Haman. So I'm Haman every year. So my daughter gets to be COVID, so she gets to be a villain, so she's happy. And we rewrote the lyrics to popular songs to make them about Purim and COVID.
Okay, this definitely sounds like a unique twist.
Yes, it is very unique. I'll send you the script.
It's actually quite fitting as COVID started last year around Purim time.
It did. Literally, we had our show performance last year, and then like 2 days later, everything shut down.
Oh yeah, for me I moved to Manhattan last year, beginning of March, thinking it's going to be a great new start, great new stage, in my life, great new chapter. Only social event I went to was a Purim party, and then everyone who was there caught COVID.
Fantastic. Well, this has been Seth Greene here with Yehuda Plotzker from Sleek Marketing Inc. Yehuda, where can we send people to learn more about you?
I would say either go ahead, add me on LinkedIn or just add me on Facebook. It's my name, Yehuda Plotzker. I more than willing to answer any questions that someone may have, and look, this program may not be for everyone, but it's not designed to be for everyone. If you think it may be for you, you can either reach out to Seth and Seth can put you in touch, or you can reach out to me directly and I'll be able to answer any questions you may have.
Awesome. This has been Seth Greene with Yehuda Plotzker of Sleek Marketing Inc. Yehuda, thanks for joining us.
I appreciate you having me, Seth.
Do you need money to fund your idea, product, or service? Are you ready to take your business to the next level, but need capital to get it done? Kevin Harrington has heard more than 50,000 pitches and knows how to help you make the perfect pitch to get the funding for your entrepreneurial dream. He's distilled the process down in his perfect pitch cheat sheet, and it's yours for free. Just text PITCH to him right now at 727-888-2100. Text PITCH to 727-888-2100 right now and claim your free perfect pitch cheat sheet. Text PITCH to 727-888-2100 to start funding your dream today.
This show has been produced by Market Domination, LLC. To discover how you can have your own show completely done for you and turn it into a real published book and become the authority in your marketplace, go to www.marketdominationllc.com/podcast offer.